Merge live stream, where we're going to watch the Sepolia testnet become a full proof of stake network. I'm your host, Anthony Sassano, here with my friends from EthStaker and a bunch of other places. And today is the 6th of July, 2022. All right, everyone, let's get into merging Sepolia. All right, for anyone who've watched the Daily Gwei refill, you know that intro is a parody of that there. But I'm excited. I'm very, very excited for today. As I said, this live stream will be hosted by myself and the kind of EthStaker crew with a bunch of other people on the call as well. Be sure to join the Daily Gwei Discord channel as well in the general chat there for a little bit of a surprise coming up there if you want to do that. And also just some logistics for the call today. So basically, what are we doing? Obviously, watching the Sepolia merge testnet go through the merge transition, which is happening very soon. If you wanted to monitor the timing of it in real time, you can go to bordel.wtf. So BORDEL.WTF, and that will show you basically the estimated time that the merge transition will happen based on TTD. So that's probably the best resource there. And it's happening quite soon, 23 minutes, about 23 minutes from now. So hopefully we don't have to wait any longer than that. It seems that it's going to be a lot more stable than Ropsten. I remember last time we had to wait quite a while for Ropsten. It was very volatile, but it seems to be much smoother this time around. So we might have to switch to monitoring at the merge at any time. So you might see a screen share come up on the live stream there. We'll be watching hopefully some nice dashboards for you guys. So I guess some background, why are we here today? Besides watching a testnet merge transition go through. Well, we have three of these happening, right? We had the Ropsten merge transition happen a few weeks ago. We have Sepolia today, and then a few weeks time we'll have Goerli, and then we have mainnet merge. So that's where we are today. It's the timeline of where we are today. There's also a bunch of shadow forks that you may have seen talked about on Twitter that has been happening for a few months now. I think shadow fork 8 just happened. That seemed to go through without any major issues. I think there was some minor issues, non-merge related things with a couple of clients, but all around seem to go through very, very well there. So as I said, what's left to do is get Sepolia done, get Goerli done, and then hopefully we can do the mainnet merge transition. I'm not going to give a date. If you watch the refuel, I've given my predictions there on a mainnet date, but there is no date yet. CoinDesk, if you're watching, there's no date. Please don't quote anyone on mainnet dates there, but yeah, all good. So yeah, I guess the significance of the Sepolia merge, as I said, is it's the second of 3 testnets to go through the merge here. It is a proof of work network that had its own beacon chain spun up, I think a week ago, or maybe a bit over a week ago, in order for us to merge into. So it'll become a full proof of stake network. And also Sepolia is unlike Ropsten in that it's actually going to be used in the future. Ropsten is getting deprecated because it is an older testnet, and Sepolia will be used as one of the main testnets going forward as well. So that's really cool as well. And it'll obviously be a proof of stake testnet. So I guess I can throw it to other people in the call if they want to chime in on the significance of the Sepolia merge. Maybe got any of their own thoughts about this, maybe how it's different to Ropsten, how it's not getting deprecated, and what they expect to see there as well. So if anyone wants to speak up in the audience about the Sepolia merge itself, feel free to do so while we wait here for the countdown.
So one big difference between Sepolia and Ropsten is that Sepolia is a permissioned testnet with a very small validator set, just over 1,000 validators. I think each entity gets about 100, and you're either part of the EF or you're a large staking pool and you have a legitimate reason to test there. The idea is that this will be a very, very stable testnet where app developers can test their stuff, whereas Goerli Prata will remain as woolly as it is now, with non-permissioned, anyone can run validators and abandon them at will.
That's some good context that I didn't mention there, but yeah, no, that's great. I guess that's why this has been so much smoother than Ropsten. Is that a correct take there?
Yeah, that's probably due to something else. So Sepolia during proof of work actually is not permissioned. Anybody can mine right now, but the Bordel guys learned a lot during Ropsten, and they have a mining pool machine now that is properly sized and doesn't fall over under the hash rate being thrown at it.
Yeah. That I saw that kind of like troll that came along and kind of like put all that hash rate on and then left, and then Bordell came in and to kind of like stabilize things, which is nice. As I said, like seems to be going much smoother than Ropsten in terms of kind of timing around TTD. So probably not gonna sit here for an hour, and Jonathan doesn't have to sing for an hour this time around to getting us to the merge position.
No, that was epic.
That was epic. Not that we didn't enjoy it, but I'm sure Jonathan was getting to the point where it's like, come on.
I think I was sweating. Was it 2 hours? How long was that? It felt like, I know the song was about 10 minutes, but how long was the stall, the delay?
Yeah, I think it was, 2 hours sounds about. I felt like 2 hours, that's for sure. I'm not sure.
That was wild. Timing, can't wait to do that again.
Yeah. That's it. Cool.
All right. Looking ahead to, just a quick question, like looking ahead to Goerli, if I'm saying that right, would we think that the same thing would happen there, where it would be a little bit smoother, or is that more and then even talking about the actual merge itself, like.
Yeah, excellent question. So for Goerli, we actually expect it to be right on the nose, because Goerli is not a proof of work network. It is a proof of authority network, meaning as long as those sealers don't fall over, they'll hit it right when they mean to. And it's very, very predictable. Mainnet is a proof of work network. It has a ton of hash rate, just under a petahash right now. I think we expect about 10% of that hash rate to fall off in August, because the requirement for GPUs will be to have 6 gig, and there's still some 4 gigs GPUs mining on mainnet. So it might get delayed a little, but there'll be a prediction that is reasonably accurate ahead of time. And then even if it gets delayed by a week or so, I mean, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. So I guess like we went from like least smooth to most smooth on the test nets, which is very nice there. So as I said, the Goerli merge transition, for everyone who doesn't know, will be happening a few weeks after today. No exact date on that yet, but I think there was about 3 weeks between Ropsten and Sepolia there.
Something like that. Yeah. So 3-4 weeks, something like that. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and then mainnet hopefully so soon after that, obviously. That's what I think everyone is kind of like itching for at this point in time, definitely.
Is that an uppercase or lowercase soon, with or without a TM?
Yeah, it's a soon with a TM symbol at the end of it, right? Maybe soon in Valve time, if anyone knows how bad Valve time is. Cool. I think we got about 15 minutes left here till kind of the merge transition goes through. I got a few core devs on the call actually here that I wanted to kind of maybe throw this question kind of like out to. It's like, what are the core devs monitoring on Sepolia? Maybe anything that might be different to Ropsten. Like, you monitoring for anything differently to Ropsten, or the same things, or what kind of are you monitoring? And anyone can feel free, like Marius, Terrence, any of the core devs, feel free to speak up and kind of give your view here.
I can jump in. So hi guys, my name is Terrence. I work on Prism. It's one of the 4 consensus layer client right now. So that's a good question. What are we monitoring at? So since Ropsten, we have lots of optimizations and UX improvement. So I'm particularly watching for this type of optimizations. Just as for now, right, all the features are done. We're pretty much finished all the implementations. Right now, just testing. And then throughout testing, we're also optimizing our code base. So this is what I'm going to be monitoring, just to make sure that the optimization is working, the node do not fail off, and the people are happy. So yeah.
Awesome. Marius, how about from the execution layer side of things? What are you guys monitoring for?
Yeah, basically same thing as always. We're looking at are our nodes following the head. Sepolia is kind of different in a regard, because we don't really care about it, and we want to get it out of the way as soon as possible. And so I hope that nothing breaks today, but I hope that for every testnet. But yeah, even if something breaks, it's not too bad. the big thing will be Goerli. We hope to run Goerli with a finished version, basically. And so yeah, from Geth perspective, we're just looking that everything works correctly. And we had a bunch of refactors that we're taking a look at since the last testnet, but those are around sync, so they will be tested mostly after the transition. I have a bunch of nodes that are not synced yet, and that I will try to sync during the transition, and that's something that I'm looking for. But other than that, nothing in particular.
Sounds good. So when you say, I guess, like Goerli would be the kind of like one you guys are looking at more closely, and kind of like that special one, you're basically saying that Goerli will be the one that runs through the merge transition with the final releases of the clients. Is that what you're saying, that we expect to see on mainnet, as long as there's obviously nothing wrong during the transition?
Yes. So that's what we want to do with Geth. We want to have the final code, and we also don't want to have that much time between the Goerli fork and mainnet fork, so that we don't merge a bunch of things that have nothing to do with the merge into the code that are untested between Goerli and mainnet. So once we see Goerli going smoothly, we should expect mainnet pretty soon.
I think that was the when merge prediction. Go Twitter that.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people are gonna take that and be like, "Oh, August merge," or something. No. Lucas, you just joined. You've got your hand raised there. Did you want to say something?
Yes. I'm from Nethermind team, and we want to test the transition, because actually on Rupsten transition we had a bug that took out around 10% of the nodes. Restart helped. It wasn't like a very major bug that it took out the node completely, just temporarily, but we made a bunch of fixes for this issue and other issues since then, and we are waiting for the test. Thankfully, they went fine on mainnet Shadow Fork 8 testnet, like Shadow Fork. So we are confident that we should be fine here, but definitely we want to look into that. And as Marius said, the general idea was for Goerli to be more or less a final code with maybe just very minor changes after that, but only the safe changes after that. So Goerli should be as close to the final code as possible. So that's it for us.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds like, we are close, right? Like I'm getting giddy just listening to this, like how close we really are after such a long time, which is awesome. And I'm sure everyone else feels the same way. And I'm sure the people that have worked on the software and worked on like the research and everything around it are feeling ecstatic at this point in time. It's funny because like I think the feeling around Sepolia is that we just need to get it out of the way, and then we can focus on the real, the big one, which is Goerli, and then obviously the biggest one, which is mainnet, right? So I think we're pretty close now to the kind of like the merge transition here. Let me have a look. 10 minutes left, I think, according to Bordel here. Very, very cool. So I think, I think Remy's going to start sharing his screen now, so we can monitor to that now or soon. And then I think Jonathan is going to lead us into it with a song soon as well. And I think the lyrics for that are going to come from the Daily Gwei Discord general channel there, Jonathan. So yeah. Here we go. Remy's screen is up. There we go. All right, so everyone should be able to see that. So that's us monitoring it there. And I believe that obviously we'll know when the merge transition goes through, when the pandas pop up again. Is that right, Remy?
Yep, that's correct. We should see the panda on this screen here on the bottom right one.
Awesome. Well, cool. Jonathan, take it away.
Awesome. Okay, so time for the song. Hello, everybody. And we're gonna, okay, I can see people are already writing their lyrics in the Daily Gwei general channel. So if you're not there, that's where you should go. Go to the Daily Gwei Discord and make your way to the general channel and put some lyrics. Hang on, just gotta get some levels here real quick. Turn this down a little bit. Everybody can still hear me okay if I turn my vocals down? Is that all right? Yep. Can you hear me talking? All right. All right, here we go. Get ready for a flood. Let's fucking go. History in the making. Panda party, panda party. Let's go, Sepolia. Someone's Discord is going crazy. I love eat, I like my feet. Panzosaurus Rex. Oh, I see. Pandasaurus Rex. I feel the urge to merge. The urge to merge. The urge to merge. The urge to merge. We are all Sepolia. I hope we merge quick. Merge, merge, merge. Coin seed key. Sasso loves to dance. Sasso loves to dance. Have merge, very. It's fun. Merge. It's not pretend. ETH is the future. I like big butts and I cannot lie. The merge goes nom nom nom. And the merge goes nom nom nom. And the merge goes nom nom nom. And the merge goes nom nom nom. Hash rate of proof of work. Testnets is very volatile. Proof of stake, no gifts. Oh, Sepolia. Oh, Sepolia. You're the ugliest of the test nets. Proof of stake is king. Rest in peace. Proof of waste. Figurines. Giraffe. Burn, baby, burn. RIP Bitcoin. Latest finalized block. Ropsten. Sepolia. Goerli. Bellatrix. Merge. Gonna dawn. Figurines. Oh, we're gonna merge. Then purge. Then splurge. Then splurge. Private digital coin seed key. Have very long secret passphrase that will prevent animal weasel brain person like you obtain any large wealth. Nom 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 nom. Juicy merge. Sponsored by Rocket Pool. Sponsored by Rocket Pool. Nom 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 nom. Juicy merge. Easiest to pronounce though. My private key on Sepolia is Sabrina, will you marry me? Is that a true? Is that a real proposal? That's amazing. Sasso merge your figurines. Sasso merge your figurines. Oh yeah. Wait, does Sabrina know you? Panda rules. The merge will lead to the purge. When? Where's the merge? Where's the merge a day, man? Where's the merge? Where's the merge? Merge a day, man. Query the difficulty op to code. Code. Query the difficulty op code. Several people are typing. I have the urge to merge, the urge to merge. Let it moon, there's no second best. Anthony likes the juicy merge, the ETH merge, or the urge to merge. Vitalik is merging his masternodes soon, right? Ropsten, Sepolia, Goerli, merge. Let's burn it, burn, let's burn. EIP 155999. Panda POAP, where are you? Peekaboo merge, peekaboo merge. Peekaboo merge, finally got some GPUs for you. The GPUs will be cheap forever now. Forever now, let's burn, let's cold, let's burn, let's go. Sustainable, sustainable. Let's burn, let's go, let's burn, let's go. Sustainable, sustainable.
Sustainable, 99.95%, 99.95%. Purple haze, all in my merge. Charles is my daddy. Mario's starting to go shut down the Sepolia miners now. Please don't do that. I would prefer not. How close are we? How close are we? It's coming. The merge. It's coming. The merge. It's coming. The merge. It's coming. The merge. Oh, it's coming. The merge. Oh, it's coming. The merge. The merge will not reduce gas fees. Oh, it's coming. The merge. 3 minutes. Just updated. It's coming. The merge. We're gonna sing through it. It's coming. The merge. Vitalik clapping. Vitalik clapping. Vitalik dancing. Vitalik dancing. Vitalik clapping. Vitalik clapping. Begin chain. Nom nom nom. Oh, it's coming. The merge. 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 More ASCII pandas, please. It's coming. The merge. New world is coming. New world, the merge. Be a node operator. It's coming. The merge. Pandas singing through the merge. It's coming. The merge. Oh, we're merging. We're merging. Stake your ETH because it's coming. The merge. 3AC getting FOMO cause it's coming. The merge. 1 minute. 1 minute. It's coming. The merge. The real merge is 3AC's bank balance merging with 0. Oh, it's coming. The merge. It's coming. Look out now. Sassel dance. Sassel dance. Oh, it's coming. The merge. Sassel dance. Singing, singing. Oh, it's coming to merge. Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, it's coming. The merge. Sepolia. Here it comes. Oh, it's coming. The merge. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. The pandas are coming. The merge. Oh, we're not diverging until we're merging. The merge, the urge. Max Kleiser will squirm as Sepolia merge will purge. Proof of waste. Can't wait till BTC maxis are purged. Ouch! The merge is the best place on the whole earth. It's coming. It's coming. The merge. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. The merge. It's coming. Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, it's coming. The merge. Proof of stake. Proof of stake. Activated at last. Proof of stake. Proof of stake. Activated at last. And we're merging. And we're merging. And we merged.
That was awesome. Woo! Clap, clap, everyone.
Hey, clap, 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 clap. Yeah.
That was kind of climactic at the end. That was pretty awesome.
I was like really hoping if I could just like hang on. I knew it would feel really good.
Another minute, right?
Try to make it, try to make it, yeah.
That was a very good use of climactic, Super Fizz. It usually is anticlimactic that you use, right?
Well, in these events, yeah, but he really built it up. That was great. I loved it.
Yeah,
very exciting.
100%. Awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, we sang through the merge. The merge transition on Sepolia is done. You can see it on your screen in front of you. You probably saw the pandas pop up there on Remy's dashboard here. So it's done. Good. It's out of the way. Goerli next. I'm already on to the next one.
So one of the most important things, I know we've kind of been over this before, we will not know the actual success of the merge for several hours or even until tomorrow. So it's important for everyone not to get too excited that things look good now, right? Because I'm with you. Like let's schedule mainnet now. We got this, baby. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Definitely. We need to just catch our heads a little bit here and wait a little bit before we start declaring a success. But it happened. The transition happened. Now we're just kind of like letting it bake in to see if it's I guess first justified and finalized. But we got Vitalik. Vitalik, did you want to say anything?
Did I want to say anything? I don't know. I mean, definitely happy to see another test that's looking to be successful so far. I mean, yeah, obviously we're going to have to wait a few minutes to like check what the percentages are as it justifies and finalizes, right? Let's just check what is the beaconcha.in saying. It's epoch 3600 and a bunch of scheduled slots, 3 proposals with so far, weird, 69.73 sync participation, but like those are very early numbers. Yeah, but we'll see it. I guess like what matters is just that that it happens stably enough, because everyone who wants online can just like pick back up over the next couple of hours anyway, right? Like so, yeah. No, I feel like we've definitely gotten good at like doing these transitions and understanding like all of the bits of how they work, and understanding even all of the failure cases of like how individual parts of them may or may not break. Okay, looks like we've got 7 slots with 1 missing proposer so far. Oh, I see. Attestation counts 1 or 2 each block is Sepolia, just to like have a very low attester count, or like what's going on there?
There's probably 1 or 2 complete per slot.
Whoa, Danny, I think your mic is weird. Okay, it's fine.
I like how Vitalik's got a really good mic and Danny's mic is the one that's broken this time. It's just changing things up a little bit.
It's obvious Danny's trolling Vitalik. There's nothing else that can happen.
Yeah. Just in case you didn't know, Danny,
but I do not have
you sound like a transformer right now.
Check your USB cable, Danny. It's probably that.
Oh, how's that?
It's better, but
yeah,
it's a bit better, but still, still a bit bad there. But no, it's good that Vitalik finally has a mic that works.
Yeah, well, this is just my phone, so.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it easy then.
Yeah. Experiment successful.
Yeah, just use the phone from now on.
I mean, that is an option. Like although like last time was fine when I finally like replaced the cable, right?
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, it was just funny how you were talking for the whole time and it was just really bad. And we're like, oh, we don't want to interrupt him. So
no. Okay. But yeah, we know how to fix things now.
Yep. Cool. So Remy or Fizz or anyone, do you want to explain what we're seeing here on the screen right now?
So we're looking at the slots that are being proposed right now for the proof of stake consensus now, and it seems like we're getting blocks that are being proposed. So we'll get more detail as we end this epoch here and see how much of the finalized participation that we have.
It's not surprising. There are always going to be missed slots. We know that there are some client combinations that are still having difficulty. What we're really looking for are 66% of those slots to be filled to get finalization, and then the implementers will go back to these missed slots and find out what those client combinations were. Maybe they knew something wasn't quite ready yet, but we decided to go ahead with it. And so they'll take apart each of these missed blocks and find out what those combinations were. And see if they can resolve bugs related to them. In the past, what we've seen is for all of these missed slots in 30 minutes or an hour, those get corrected and everything is humming along smoothly.
Yeah, I think there's sometimes been some kind of like front end bugs on Beacon Chain as well. I think has been in the past too. So yeah, we just got to let it bake for a bit. I don't think we can glean any like deep insights just yet. I think Danny wants to say some things, but his mic isn't working. Sorry, Danny. Cool. Oh, there you go. No, I mean it's workable. If you want to say something important, you can.
I mean, what you want to see is stability. So, I'm looking at the past few epochs, and there are some slots being missed. So there are some, there are some potential validators. This is a small validator set that aren't necessarily online, and so we want to map and see, were things stable? Were the people that are offline that are still offline? What is on? What is off? And percentages and things. Anyway, sorry about the map.
No, sounds good. Cool. All right. So do we want to move on to details about the POAP while this kind of like ticks down here of how people can get their hands on the POAP for the Sepolia merge testnet? I think Mike was going to run us through that one.
Yep, we can go ahead and do that here. So Remy, if I could actually have you pause the screen share temporarily. Okay, happy Sepolia merge, everyone today. For those that would like to celebrate with today's POAP, we have a updated process on how to do that. And that process is you need to send at least one USDC or DAI to sepoliamerge.eth, SEPOLIAMERGE.eth. That can be either a mainnet, Polygon, Arbitrum, or Optimism transaction. You have until the 7th of July, 3:59 p.m. UTC in order to make that transaction. All donations will go to Gitcoin and Gitcoin grants. The EthStaker team will send that on and over. And the POAP itself will be distributed via POAP.delivery after the transactions have been reviewed just to make sure that everything is legitimate and we've accounted for everybody. So I'll leave that up there for a few minutes for everyone to take note of the ENS address. The POAP depicted is roughly what will be distributed. There'll be a slight, obviously, date change to that. Obviously, that was in flux with the TDD. But yes, that is today's POAP claim process. Any questions, concerns, issues, please hit us up over at the EthStaker Discord, and we'll get you taken care of.
I want to make a really quick qualifier to this. I know that some people have felt like, EthStaker is making me give money for a POAP. I don't want to do that. And so as EthStaker, let me tell you, we are a nonprofit. We don't take your money. I don't even want your money. But what we do want to do is give a good POAP distribution. And we've looked for ways to reduce Sybils, which are people appearing to be more than one person. And we have a lot of difficulty with that. But what we can do is reduce spam. And the way that we're reducing spam is by asking you to give $1. If this makes you uncomfortable, if you're like, I don't want to give my $1 to Gitcoin, it's okay. Like the POAP is no big deal. It's just a fun little token. You can still be here and have a ton of fun with us and enjoy the entire merge without needing to claim the POAP. It's okay. But please don't have those feelings of I don't want to give them $1 because that's not why we're here. We're just trying to offer the POAP, and POAP is requiring us to use some sort of spam resistance, and this is the easiest thing we can do. So I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, that's definitely a good qualifier, I think. And I mean, the reasoning behind it makes sense, right? Like it's very hard to do kind of like Sybil resistance and just like try and verify that people are who they say they are, and it's not like spammed and kind of like Sybil and stuff like that. It's just that it's a hard problem. I mean, we're trying to solve it in the Ethereum community with various different ways, but I think at this stage it's just too early to use any of these kind of like solutions just yet at scale. So yeah, as Superfizz said, everyone, like if you don't feel comfortable with it, it's no big deal. And then kind of like you can just maybe, I mean, if you want the POAP, maybe you can kind of like get it off secondary or something, but then you'd be paying for it anyway. So I don't know. It's just kind of like a funny little thing. But anyway, I know I'm going to get my hands on that POAP for sure. But yeah. So I guess like that information is available there. Thank you, Michael, for running us all, through all that. In case anyone missed it, I think that is be available on the EthStaker Discord as well, and you can go in there and ask questions too if you would like to. All right, so I guess we can probably talk about the upcoming calls, Fizz, if you want to now, and kind of like next steps from here as well. So I guess, did you want to give a quick overview of the upcoming calls?
Yeah, I do. One thing I'd like to check back on is finality, though, because we'll be looking.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
6 minutes after the merge, we'll be looking for evidence of finality, and then we can move on from there.
Yeah. We'll get Remy's dashboard back up, I think, or Remy's screen back up.
And so yeah, so the first was justified. That is the first Sepolia merge block was justified with 94.57% participation. The first step is a justification. If we got more than 66% participation, we are justified. So that is an extremely good sign. The thing that we'll be looking at are those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 missed slots, and it's really okay. If this happened on mainnet, it would be absolutely perfect. I would consider this, for all intents and purposes, a flawless merge because we did justify the first block or the first epoch. I'm sorry. And what we're waiting for now. So as I'm looking at the current epoch 3601, I'm seeing what appear to be more missed slots, and that is likely evidence of the display not working correctly. And so essentially we want to wait and see. The epoch 3600 that was justified with 94%, it will be finalized when the next epoch justifies. And at this moment, based on this display, it does not appear on this display that 3601 is going to justify. But Perry, are you here? Are you able to comment?
I think
he's
on the call. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I'm on the call. I do, according to my monitoring as well, I'm seeing something like 94 point something %. So in terms of attestation performance, we're doing really well. Proposals do seem to be missing. We're trying to see who's missing, but we're not necessarily sure what's happening there yet. Okay. But because we're seeing really high attestation performance and that we have a decent number of proposals, it will mean that we will justify and finalize.
Great. Okay. So yeah, with above 66% of participation, we will continue to finalize, but we're having a block. It looks like a block producer problem. The chain will continue to go. Yeah, so that's where we're at. We're in just a few seconds. I can't really tell because we're missing some slots. If epoch 3601 did have greater than 66% participation, which it looks like we are, then we did. We finalized epoch 3600. That is a fantastic success. Obviously, we are concerned about what appears to be less than optimal block production, even though we do have very high participation from validators. And again, the important thing to realize here is this is what you might call the fog of war. Like there's no good idea what has gone right or wrong until 6 or 8 hours later when everyone can look back at the chain. It's not possible at this moment to know if what we're seeing are artifacts, or if we're seeing misreporting, or if we're seeing clients that aren't producing blocks. But later this afternoon, tomorrow, you'll see some tweets that kind of summarize everything that's happening.
Yep. Yep, that's right. Exactly. So yeah, I wouldn't, as I said before, I wouldn't put too much, for people watching, I wouldn't put too much kind of like stock in anything that we're seeing right now. We're going to have to just wait and see how things play out over the next few hours. I get to sleep through it all. So I get to wake up and to kind of like the summaries when I get up. I'm sure there'll be a few threads out there for me. But I think there's a question in the chat that we have here. Do we want to get that question? Sam, did you want me to ask that question to anyone on the call to answer for you? Okay, yeah, Sam's got a question here. How similar or different will the mainnet merge be to what we saw today? If any of the core devs or researchers on the call want to take that one.
One challenge that the mainnet merge is going to have that all of these testnets don't really have is that there's just a lot more infrastructure, like not consensus critical, but just stuff that lots of third parties care about. That's mostly missing from the testnets, and so there might be like non-critical issues like that that'll just pop up in the merge that we're not catching with these tests. Though, I mean, for things like these major testnets, there are like a lot of the core infrastructure is there, but I'm sure there's a lot of peripherals that are just not getting tested, and that's unavoidable and probably fine.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. And as you said, unavoidable considering, I guess like, yeah, mainnet is mainnet, right? And testnets are testnets, but we'll have to see what happens on kind of like mainnet merge transition there.
One of my favorite things is we don't have to have a perfect merge in order to have a successful merge. And that's, I think one of the things people are struggling with, like people want it to be 100% perfect. Like, let's never merge until we're guaranteed it's going to be 100% perfect. And that's really not the standard that we ought to reach. The standard we ought to reach is that the chain merges successfully. And then there's a lot of opportunity to continue to improve after that. So the most important thing that we're looking for is finalized blocks. If we merge and we continue to have finalized blocks, then the merge is successful. And obviously we want high participation. We want high slot activity, but a successful merge really is just finalizing blocks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean the Beacon chain in general has been built to be resilient, right? To your point, like, and that's the whole point. We shouldn't be stressing over perfect at the end of the day if we the way kind of like the network's being built. So yeah, very very good points. I think Vitalik, you wanted to say something as well on that one.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of people in the community that generally have a similar attitude. Like, if you had to choose between like 75% attestations versus the merge being delayed until the end of the year, I think lots and lots of people would gladly take the 75% attestations, right? Like the chain is resilient, and there's a sense in which if it's literally flawless, then we probably waited too much.
Yep. Agreed. Cool. All right. So do we want to kind of quick move on to the upcoming calls, Fizz here, or did we want to kind of like tell people that they need to go to POAP.delivery to claim their POAP? Just remind people of that.
Yeah. So, and that's, I know a lot of people are very excited about the POAP, and it is, POAP is the thing that even though you would have watched this later as a recording, you got up early to be here because you wanted to get the POAP. After you make that $1 donation to sepoliamerge.eth, as Michael said, we will process all of those, and in 2 or 3 days, you'll be able to go to POAP.delivery and claim those. I love a service called Earnify, EARNI.fi, and that automatically claims my POAPs from POAP delivery. So you got to check that out. But yeah, so in terms of next steps, we have one more giant test net, Goerli, and I'm not going to begin to predict the timing of that, but we have been in discussions with David Hoffman from Bankless, and David is currently planning to host the Goerli call, similar to how Anthony hosted today's Sepolia call. The big idea of all of this is rather than having a bunch of different merge calls, we wanted to bring the community together, all together, so that we could kind of be in the same place to celebrate these really exciting merge events. And so EthStaker hosted the Robston call, Anthony hosted the Sepolia call, David is likely to host the Goerli call, and then for the merge call, we'll all be together in the same place, all rocking it together. So it should be a really awesome event. And of course, timing for that is going to be dependent on, you know, the reviews of the Sepolia merge and how long it takes to get the next ones planned. So,
yeah,
and obviously the all core devs call. If you're curious, if you want to have the first information, the all core devs call that is now happening every other Thursday, is really the best place to find out that timing.
I was going to ask as well, are there going to be any calls for Bellatrix and Paris, the two upgrades coming to both of the layers over the next few weeks?
So we talked about that, and originally I thought that we would, but they're kind of non-events. If we talk about, you know, trying to find the climactic point in these merge calls, it's one thing, but when it comes to something like Bellatrix or Paris, they're not much different than what we saw for the TTD adjustment. I'm sorry, it wasn't TTD. The difficulty bomb adjustment. There's not really going to be any moment where you can say, "Aha, it happened." Technically, there's a block, but we decided it wasn't really worth holding a call for. So what we will do is a lot of public information. We'll ask you, tell your friends about this if they're running a node, because failing to upgrade your execution client or your consensus client for Bellatrix or Paris will leave you out of the loop if you're a validator. But as long as you're updated, we're good to go.
Yeah, that's a good reminder actually for people who run both kind of like execution layer and consensus layer clients. There will be the Bellatrix and Paris upgrades that you will need to upgrade your clients for, or else you will be left behind on that one there. So those are basically, like, for people who don't know, the upgrades that get each layers ready for the merge transition on mainnet to happen, so that we can kind of actually do the transition. And as pretty much everyone knows by now, the transition happens based on TTD and not block time for reasons outlined, I think, previously. The main reason is that we didn't want to kind of risk any minor, I guess I don't know what the word I'm looking for, minor funny business leading up to kind of like the shenanigans. I was going to use a kind of like a word I shouldn't use, but yeah, shenanigans. All good. Awesome. Well, yeah, and as you said, like, for the mainnet call, it will be kind of like everyone. I'll even get up at 5 a.m. for it for the mainnet call. But yeah, that should be a really fun one. Obviously, that's what we're all kind of like looking forward to there.
You mentioned miners, and we have time and opportunity to invite miners who are maybe they're selling their GPUs now. I would really encourage those miners to take some of that ETH and plan to stake it, because this is the future of the network. If you were aware enough to realize that mining ETH is valuable, then hopefully you'll transition that awareness to proof of stake with us, because miners get a lot of crap, and it's not fair, because you have been supporting the network and you've secured the network for so long. You're part of our family, you're part of our crew, and so we do really hope that you come and transition to proof of stake with us. Even if you don't have 32 ETH. There are other solutions. I talk about Rocket Pool a lot. I'm not going to advertise for it, but it's a solution where you can stake with less than 32 ETH. There are solutions available, and I do hope that those miners join us.
Yeah, same here. I think that, as you said, the ones who have been paying attention, the ones that kind of like see that the merge has been coming for a while. Obviously, we've been transitioning to proof of stake for a while now. Like, we, at one point we expected it in 2017. So I kind of get the kind of pushbacks, like, oh, you said it's around the corner for a long time, but like it actually is now. So as you said, like if you're a miner and you have the 32 ETH minimum to stake on your own, you should definitely do so. But even if you don't have the minimum, there are a number of other solutions out there. Obviously Rocket Pool, as you mentioned, but there's heaps of them out there now. So you can just choose, and the choice should be based on I guess, like, for anyone really, not just miners, the choice should be just based on kind of like the risk profile, your kind of like how comfortable you are with who you're staking with and things like that. So don't just ape in like to it like with all your ETH. Make sure you know what you're getting into for sure as well, regardless of who you are, really. Awesome. Well, I don't know if we've got any other updates from the dashboard side of things or from the Beacon Chain website. I don't know if we've got any updates on those missed slots or anything like that, or if it's a bug or if it's actually missed slot or anything. I just said, Fizz, I don't think we're going to get any detailed information for a little while here.
Yeah, and it feels a little irresponsible to try to guess because we can't know, and whatever we guess is going to be off the mark. The big takeaway today is we finalized blocks after the merge, and that is what we need to happen. There's always going to be some postmortem about what could have gone differently, and so I look forward to seeing how that comes out.
Yeah. Maybe Parry, I'll ask you while you're on the call. Is there any more Shadow Forks planned? I'm sure there is. Shadow Fork 8 we just had. Maybe give us a quick recap of how Shadow Fork 8 went. I don't think many people were aware of how that went.
Sure. The plan is still to have Shadow Forks pretty much every week. So we're going to have Shadow Fork 9 probably next week, maybe around Thursday. And Shadow Fork 8 is the one that we merged in yesterday. We did have some issues with Bezu producing blocks without any transactions in them, but that was the only significant issue we could figure out from the Shadow Fork, which is great news. None of the weird pair issues that we had in the past were occurring yesterday. We had a non-related sync issue in Aragon that was triggered like late last week, and it was also fixed. But that still meant the Aragon nodes weren't synced. A couple of them did sync up ahead today and are proposing and have joined the chain. But the other ones, I think there might be one hidden bug that we still have to figure out over there. But in general, it was one of our nicest Shadow Forks so far. So they're getting to be a lot more routine.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if we're going to be doing them every week from now on, seems like definitely a nice cadence there. And I guess a shout out to everyone. You can get involved in these Shadow Forks, right? Like regular people can get involved as well to help test this out and join the Discord channel and discuss these things as well. So that's encouraged too for people who want to dive in.
Definitely. We've had a couple of infrastructure providers and staking pools also join in the last couple of Shadow Forks. They've just been they have mainnet nodes. They just take the config the moment it's posted, run their nodes, and typically everything's gone well, so they don't even have to bring up anything.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that extra context. I know that's going to be interesting to a lot of people. But I think, we're going to say our final goodbyes now. The transition's done. We're just kind of monitoring now. And I think that'll go on for the next few hours. And then obviously probably longer than that as well there. So keep an eye on Twitter, I guess, is probably where a lot of updates are going to come out publicly. But if you want to get even kind of closer to the metal, you can join the core developer kind of like ETH R&D Discord channel if you want to lurk in there. And obviously you can join the EthStaker Discord as well. And I'm just going to do a quick shill here for those who don't know me who's watching the stream. I'm Anthony Sassano or Sassel0x on Twitter. So you can go check me out there. I run the Daily Gwei, which is a kind of education ecosystem for Ethereum. I do a daily newsletter and daily YouTube video. So you can go check all that out. It's all on my Twitter. And also I kind of run EthHub as well with Eric Connor that we kind of like do a semi-weekly podcast. We haven't done one in a little while because we've been busy, but and we do a newsletter there too. So just a quick shill on my behalf, but you should also definitely go follow EthStaker on Twitter and being a big and kind of like join their Discord channel and get involved with their community. Big thank you to them for co-hosting the call today with me. They've been an awesome help with scheduling, with the agendas, everything. And they're just awesome people all around. So thank you guys. And thank you everyone who watched the stream and everything. We'll be back with Goerli is the next one. And that'll be hosted, as Fizz says, hopefully by the Bankless guys. So I'm looking forward to that. That's for sure.
Bye, everyone.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Anthony. That was an awesome call.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Thanks, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.